Second first, we might need this operator more than our opponent. I'm curious to see how that plays out, and the operator bans will be happening right now to see where that will take us. M80 bans the first attacker, and it will be Nook.
Ooh.
Big map, it makes sense, right? Take that away.
From either Merc or Fultz.
I was gonna say the Saxon.
Or even Forest if they really wanted to get real crazy. Iconic loves the Nook role.
Yeah.
Spoit played Nook as well, if memory serves me correctly, on Koi.
You ban it.
SSG get rid of the Monty yet again, not surprising.
Not surprising, but I was just curious to see if they were gonna answer back, because the thing is, the easiest way to win attack rounds is to get something that's very comfortable for you, and it's why you see these target bans like the Nook, like the Monty. Of course, information always incredibly valuable. It's why Valkyrie's pick and ban rate is so high throughout the many years of seeds that we've had so far. And the final defender will be Mira. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting an Asami here, but we'll take a Mira.
Zami will be on the board. Soulless. Grim?
Oh my god, I was just about to say Grim. That's wild.
That's more of a joke.
Yeah, of course, of course.
People aren't exactly clamoring to play Grim here.
No, they're not. And honestly, I don't blame him. I mean, you're always going to kind of see Grim and be like, you could play Jackal, you could play Lion, and it's like they kind of do the same job, but better, easier. The only thing Grim really has going for him is he's got a great gun, the Commando, but even that is not really most people's favorite choice when you play like IQ, for example. You like the G8. Oh, there's a stat here. Pingu is right. Theme Park is notoriously tough to attack. Defenders have a 72% overall win rate on this map in the NEL.
Well, there you go.
But, okay, I wanna make a point here and say, when I reference stats, I always look at the time, you know, throughout all history of Siege. Because there are meta games, and there are moments, there are teams, there are leaks, where sometimes the numbers don't really follow along the path.
Right.
Now, Theme Park could have been played 3-4 times in the NAL so far, and it could be like a 6-0 lead for the attackers, and it goes into like, you know, a 7-1, 7-2 victory, and therefore it looks attacker favored. So, I want to point out that it's not that bad.
We get to see our first Brava of the series as well, Nick.
Oh, yes.
Hands of J90.
Brava kind of doing the same job as Nook kind of would in this, in the sense that it applies phantom pressure by taking away information. Just like when you play the Nook, which is banned in this game, you cannot trust your cameras. The Brava just kind of takes them away from you, and because the map is so big, you have so much ground to cover, and it's so hard without that default camera intel. Combine that with the Valkyrie, and all of a sudden, defenders, they're running around entirely blind, just playing off audio cues and face-checking corners. Space Station, good punch.
When discussing phantom power, phantom pressure, what is discussed is that you cannot play with the same level of confidence if you are concerned with that being there, right? I mean, if you, for example, when Maverick first came out to the game, a lot of teams had to be very careful of hatches being opened up, walls being just poked a little bit, because Maverick's blowtorch at the time was pretty much silent, and there was no real counter to it. And you would play, say, Clubhouse, and you'd go to retake Dirt, and guess what? There's somebody in Dirt. Well, why? Because Maverick was stealthily able to open that up. Now, hold on a second here. M80 gets two very, very quick kills. SSG one of their own to answer back. You've lost the Yana and the Buck. The Azavi is down, which is a pretty strong operator to lose. But at this point, I assume most, if not all, the Kiba barriers have been thrown out, unless Spoit died with some in pocket.
I just realized something. When the stat came up, I thought the stat was making fun of me being wrong, but it was supporting my statement, actually. I thought they were being sarcastic.
Yeah, what?
I got it backwards. I said it's hard to attack, and the stat said that defenders have a high win rate, and for some reason I thought that meant that the attackers are having an easy time. But it's completely wrong.
Are you okay there, son?
No, I actually don't feel okay today. Slept bad last night. I'm so lost, but it just hit me right now.
That's fine. I didn't sleep very much last night either, so.
God damn it, man.
Can't say no. Can't say swears.
I'm sorry.
SSG, another pick, this time onto Iconic. M81 Bank, despite Iconic and Spoit having very poor games in comparison to what we see out of them before. It was the supporting cast that showed up huge. Need M80, all 5 of them. Banging on all 5 of those cylinders if they want make Theme Park competitive. There goes Forrest. Diaz a pick to give an advantage in favor of M80. That's J90 dealing with Kino. It's Diaz in a 1v2 on the window. Oh. Nice shot on the hot and cold, and Diaz gets them both to give M80 round 1 on Theme Park.
And you said it, Parker, the supportive cast really showing up. And the thing is, every strong team needs a solid foundation. And when you look at foundations in Rainbow Six Siege, it typically comes down to the supportive cast. How consistent they are with breaching the walls, droning the right areas, and supporting their injured players into battle. So if you have a strong foundation, when the front falls apart, well, guess what? The supportive cast, they will step up to the challenge, and in this case, they will come out ahead every single time. It was yesterday, it was Gomez, today, it's Diaz. But either way, no matter who it is, M80 is a team, they flourish. They thrive, and they do really, really well in those situations. And it just allows, as long as this best of 3 keeps going, it just gives more and more time for Iconic, for Spartan in this case, to kind of wake up, if you will, and get activated on the map. It's something that OXG earlier today, they struggle with. Newers would have a quiet start, but if they hold on, they hang in there, eventually he gets activated, he goes nuclear, gets 12 kills, all of a sudden OXG, they're back in it. So as long as you can just kind of bide your time, if somebody's not really there, well, things can swap around.
5 seconds left.
Space Station's still kind of trying to figure out what their approach is going to be operator-wise, and it just seems like they're not really sure what to do. They have gone through so many different operators, so many different like small changes in their playstyle with the fast and the slow. Go for a direct side, go for a full roam, could do a hybrid. Nothing's really working. And Jesse kind of said it too, is like, you know, your defense can be great if you're Space Station, but if you go down 0-5, so you go like 5-1 essentially on your side swap, you just don't have enough leverage, even though your defense is so good. Because 1 round goes poorly, it's match point, 2 rounds go poorly, it's over. You already lost the first map. So these attacking rounds for Space Stations are very important, even if their defense is going to be solid.
2 of the 3 exclusive drone ops being brought. Flores as well as the Brava. They don't lose either of them first, they lose Merc. Kino being extraordinary on Bank. Smoke.
Oh.
Being a nice pick.
Nice
Merc
shot.
was trying to be sneaky inside of Cash, gets shut down by the Smoke, who's playing off-site.
The extension being made. Bomb sets on the west, extend to the east, and just hold that top floor in full control. Space Station, you know, doing a bit of lurking downstairs, but getting up a staircase on Theme Park is very difficult. There's both the default cameras, there's going to be barbed wire, or banshees, or some sort of utility almost guaranteed every single round. Of course, with the Brava, though, you can hack some of the gadgets, destroy some others. SSG making their approach to near the bomb site walls.
Some difficulties from Space Station to get into the building now. Smoke of Kino, repositioning from the spot that he was in. All the gunfire in the world doesn't do much if you're hitting surfaces that can't be shot through. So Space Station had to be much better with their aim. Hot and cold next to fall for SSG. M80 getting the first 2 picks in both rounds up to this point. And SSG, despite having both a Brava and a Flores. Some difficulties with intel. Maybe not the sharpest at droning.
No, not quite. Or also just not really able to get into the building successfully at any of the rounds on Bank and now Theme Park as well. They're kind of fishing for things, looking for openings, but not doing so as a team. Individual success could get them the round though.
Fultz trying to keep things close. Iconic says that's enough. Now it's Forrest to go down. Fultz in a 1v4, but M80 locked him out again. These rounds are so dominant. Obviously not the round before that. We saw M80 in a 1v2, but God, it seemed like half of the rounds on Bank just weren't even close.
No, that is definitely how it feels. I mean, these are not 1v1s and 1v2s all the time. These are pretty convincing round in the M80 side, but when Space Station are winning, that's when the rounds typically are very, very close. And I mean, it's always hard with operators and what to play and what to ban, etc. And I am just very curious if Space Station are comfortable playing the Monty, if it would be worth to leave it open to play it, even though Kino and M80 themselves could bring it when things change around. But that's just theory's sake. That's not the case here at all. Cannot change the past, the operators that were banned out. Bomb side rotation actually kind of being completely thrown up in the air right now. Starting lab, then going dorms, then going armory throne. We almost exclusively see this bomb site of Armory Throne being played at every single chance possible because it has been for a very long time one of the highest success rate bomb sites for the defenders, together with that lap bomb site.
10 seconds remaining.
Extending above now, M80 is going to do. Frost being brought with a high frequency right now, an operator that was banned very commonly yesterday against M80.
Every single game.
Yeah,
every single game. Game/map, yeah.
Yeah, whichever. It's a hard one. Spot on.
Undefined map match get used a lot, almost interchangeably.
Yeah.
Barricade and reinforcement is my stumble.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. Reinforce the door, barricade the wall, I don't know.
I use barricade interchangeably, that's the bigger one. Like they barricade themselves in, or they barricade walls when in all reality it's obviously different.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anywho. Talked about it in the previous round. They brought the Brava, they brought the Flores. I know that they're not necessarily for scouting, but SSG still looked very unsure of their footing getting into the building. They brought the Brava again. It's another player who's going to be on it. Merc looking to kickstart his own offense, sitting at 0-2. Still early. Still time to sort things out. Oh, no.
They got the lineup. Whereas Sami's standing in that corner where the vase is broken, you can just throw the impact, and because it explodes mid-air due to range, it will almost guarantee get the exothermic charge, even when put down crouch level. The one way you can circumvent it, you destroy the soft layer of the reinforced wall with a blocker or a sledge, and it can't get it. But the thing is, they don't have those operators. So this is a difficult position for SSG to be in, and it's why Thermite on this particular bomb site is hard to play.
Hey, Space Station just got their very first pick of this map. That's huge. Fultz taking Gomez out of action. Now, if you look at the lineup from SSG, there's no smokes present. You only need to deal with the flashbang, so a Warden might not be the most pivotal operator when it comes to utility. But you've still got a 1.5. You've still got Gomez, who's had a relatively good day, and you find yourself now behind.
Yep. Also, I believe the second exothermic charge also got impact trick, now forcing the Selmas out instead, but it's not in a very nice way to get into the bomb site walls. And to make things even worse, there is no more hard breach from the attacking lineup. So they can't get the yellow wall, they can't get the barrel wall, they only have the singular breach to work with, and then maybe a few cluster charges to make things chaotic, but that's all they have.
I mean, those cluster charges on this bomb site can do a lot of damage. The way that the cluster charge spreads is predetermined, so they know exactly where to go, how to avoid it. Merc gets on the board for SSG, finally his first kill of this map. Force drops to Iconic. Again, former teammates. Iconic capitalizing off of it. There are those flashbangs. You don't need a Warden because on the ground, the Scorpion in the hands of Spoit can tear right through you, and that's exactly what happens. But Iconic finding that blind spot, getting on in, and M80 is rebuffing them. A 2v1. J90 toiling, twisting the moment he hits that Kiba barrier. They're gonna know. How does he play it? A vault over. Uses a chunky monkey, but he's got a good gun in his hands, and Diaz shuts him down. You can hear him coming. You know exactly where he is. You just gotta wait so patiently. M80 streaking yet again. SSG only winning 3 rounds so far. M80 started off the first map of Bank 4-0. They've started off Theme Park 3-0 now.
Yeah.
Except the difference is that this is not their map.
Yeah, see, that's the big kicker. And the thing is, Space Station, I mean, or any team for that matter, you can lose in a lot of different ways, right? You can make the wrong decision, you can make no decision at all, you can lose on gun opportunities lost, also utility. In that round on Armory Throne, they actually, in my opinion, lost the entire round due to sheer strategical aspects of the game. Exothermic charges both go out on the same wall twice in a row, and the same Asami player will impact trick both charges. Then Selmas go out. It creates a very, let's say, not preferred method of entry. You gotta crouch on through, it's awkward the angle, the throne kind of covers things up for you, and to make it even more difficult, the Asami keep it barriers, they will patch up the majority of the breach, making it even more difficult to get any line of sight. In a perfect world, you throw out the Selmas first. You force out some of the impacts, let's say one of them, that only leaves one spare, then you're guaranteed at least one of those 2 exothermic charges to go off, and then the last 2 Selma charges can go elsewhere, like the yellow wall, like the barrel wall, and you establish multiple areas you can enter from, pressure points, of course, etc., and you got the hatch drop like we saw them attempt, although it wasn't fully successful because a flank from Iconic shut it down right after. So SSG, they tried to go for the right approach, but it was just answered and countered by M80, and that seems to have been the story so far in both Bank and Theme Park. SSG got a plan, and maybe they got the answer, they shut it down, and that's why these rounds, they seem to be, quote-unquote, so one-sided for the majority of them.
Schema barrier still going up. Look at the prominence of this Azami pick and the prevalence as well. Being applied very well. Spoit rocking the relatively new Japanese operator. I say that, but there's actually been a couple that have come out since then. And speak of the devil shall appear. Goodbye to Merc. Merc on entry so far, I believe 0-3?
Yeah.
On entry at this point. That's not what Space Station needs.
The thing about Merc is that he is a very hot player in the sense that he either goes like 10-0 on entry or 0-10. And it's no critique to him specifically, it's just that when things are working for Space Station, he is the front leader, always finding the gap. And when things aren't working for them, he will usually be the first to fall. And it really is the biggest benefit and biggest downside of this team is that if Merc can't get in with drone support, no one else really does it instead.
It's hard to diagnose where the issues for Merc's entry is coming from, though. Is he being droned in improperly, or is he being a bit too hasty and taking things on his own and really just walking in and not having the support there and not waiting for the support? Because sometimes it's not Merc's job on entry to drone himself in. And
no,
additionally,
it should never be.
Might not be Merc actually falling short. It could be the rest of the team not helping him out. Nitro Cell from Kino is not going to aid Space Station one bit, as that's the Thatcher of Fultz off the board from above. Saw the EMPs being extremely useful against the Electric Claws, keeping the hatches intact for M80.
Oh.
It's a nice jiggle peek from Hot and Cold. Spots one player from M80 behind the throne. Slab defense, though. So the longer that Space Station has their sights on a completely different part of the map, the worse it's going to get. Hot and Cold picks up 2 kills, and J90's got 1 left. Can't outduel him. Bit of a head-scratcher as to how that ends, but M80's streak continues, just as they did on Bank. They're up 4-0. If I'm Space Station, I'm calling the timeout.
I mean, that round just looked like pure frustration. The second they lose the opening kill again, it just seemed like they were like, you know what, guys, this round is kind of doomed. Let's just like try and do something. Make sure you're fishing for kills and waiting for M80 to swing you. And then Hot and Cold just going absolutely nuclear, almost getting a triple kill immediately on the bomb side, which if he had gotten that 3rd kill on the sandbox position, would have really opened things up. His teammate could have jumped on in with the diffuser, maybe get a plant down, not entirely sure. But again, it's one man from Space Station fighting a full team from M80. That is just not going to be a position that you're going to find yourselves in and expect a great result to come out of that. Bomb sites, 3 being shown so far. We're still missing the office side. It's going to be lap dorms thrown, lap dorms, and then maybe a thrown again for a perfect rotation. 4 out of 6 rounds in the first half, of course, going in favor of the defending team. Not a statistic that is out of the norm. I mean, if SSG gets the next 2 rounds for a 2-4 side, it literally just is a statistical, complete, normal situation. Because 75 to 80% of rounds, they just go to defense. But Space Station, they just look like they're not close enough in these rounds to really get the 2 next following 2 of those. We'll see. One thing that we for sure can say is opening kills has to be a priority for Space Station. Slow things down because they reach the bomb side with plenty of time left on the clock, but they also lose the advantage very early in the round.
So the Nitro Cell is just, that's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
You know where the Thatcher is from above. You've got a good shot on those very few destroyable surfaces, because there really isn't that much of the floor that you can blow up on that part of the map if you actually look at it.
No, but they also lost Merc before that even.
Well, no, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, I mean, obviously Merc is a bigger blow, but losing out on Fultz, you can't really account for that.
No.
Most importantly, SSG did not call their timeout. If they think that this is just maybe a very defender-sided map, you're going to hope that when you go on a defense, you save that timeout to bail you out should things go wrong. Problem is that if you don't cauterize this wound, you're going to bleed out before you get there.
Definitely. So far, half the map. I mean, there's a pretty clear line in the map right now on who has what area in control. And you see, there was a rotate nozzle early in the round that's been closed up. Plugger's shield left behind. They surrender the roam. And the exothermic charge will make quick work of it, open up that wall. There's no wall deny from the defenders, no bandit to trick the wall whatsoever. The thing is, the easy part for this bomb side attack is to open the wall. The hard part is getting in past that line, and again, open and kill going to M80.
And it's the smoke of Kino. I know that he plays like this aggressive smoke, but it's in roughly the same spot. Forest doesn't have a kill yet. And Kino had extended out from bunks all the way back over towards Cash. That's where Merc died before. Merc is in the same position right now, but Forest was the one to take the hit. And that's your hard breach. Gone. No hard breach available for this bunks bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, they got one wall opened up, but again, now they're just working with less than ideal circumstances. And again, walking into this breach, they have 2 smoke grenades and pocket of hot and cold on Brava, but he's downstairs on bottom yellow, so the smokes won't be used for the breach either. They gotta just walk in and take the fights.
It's not working out for them, is it? M80 right now, just absolutely thumping SSG. This is the worst performance that we've seen from SSG since they got, what, like 7-0'd? Then 7-1'd in SI? Higher expectations for this new roster. Hot and Cold gets run over. The swinging from J90 works out for the pick on the Diaz, but he doesn't have a lot of time. He's outnumbered 3-1. He's got no HP and no hope. 5-0 M80, good God.
Yep, that is brutal. And again, no matter how good your defense might be, if you go there with 5-0 or 6-0 or whichever number, it is just not a great spot to find yourself in. Then you gotta go flawless. Now SSG, they have this final chance at winning an attacking round, unless they want to go all the way to overtime. And they're gonna be attacking Armory Throne, which again is one of those bomb sets where this is usually the one you're expected to lose if you're attacking. But of course, you never know for sure. One thing SSG, they are hovering right now, they have 40 seconds to change their minds, is Forest is on this panic button blitz play, which they tried on the bank, the previous map. And the blitz aspect of the bank round, it worked out. They got the job done, but then they didn't get the round after that. Forest has decided, unfortunately, to change the operator. Boo-hoo, very sad. Ying will be chosen instead at the moment. Now, looking at how they attacked the previous round, the one thing that really didn't go their way was they didn't get the walls opened up correctly, or enough rather. So the hard breach should be the biggest aspect for us to focus on for Space Station. Or with the Jackal of Merc, maybe they opt for a bigger roam clear approach this time. And the thing is, M80, they are very much roaming. I mean, you could argue that maybe a blitz rushing the bomb site in this particular round, knowing what we know as the observing aspect of this with the top-down view, it is so free to rush the side from maintenance window straight on in. SSG, of course, only got their drones to work with. And sure, all 5 are alive from prep phase, but they have limited intel to gather with that. They will go for the roam clear. Jackal is great at this, of course, but you gotta first find out where they have been and walk in and take those gunfights and win them as well.
Now you might be wondering what's on the line here for these teams if you just tuned in. Oh, wait, what? I mean, there's a good reason why you bring him in, but Spoit, what is going on? Fultz takes him down, not before Forest has been caught in the mat. Is there a way to redeem him? Can you get Forest back up? Now it's Kino taking damage as he drops. Forest getting picked up, there you go. Not all hope is lost at this point for SSG.
No. I mean, the thing is, they have actually accomplished something because the roamers, they have now either been killed or mostly fallen off. Iconic inside of Lap as the last roamer. Gomez also going to Gong actually, so it's going to be a 2-2 split here. 2 roamers, 2 side players. So both areas are comfortable. One thing is, both roamers from M80 are very far apart and isolated. No one can really help them. And Merc, he is still alive. The thing is, he has no more Jackal scans left, so it is very likely that these roamers, they will go unnoticed. And that's going to favor M80 a lot in this round.
It's the halfway mark. Lots of chip damage has been done. Kino managed to get away with his life. That was what was most surprising to me, was that they did not secure Kino when he hopped over the Dragon Wall. Forrest still searching for his very first kill. Does he get locked out of the scoreboard on this first half? There go the Candelas. Those are in Forrest's hands. He's only got 1 left.
Yeah, they've been kind of spent for the roam clear instead of droning it out, it seems like. And that's going to mean this side execute is going to be a little bit worse for wear.
Keep our barrier up.
Thought they were going to challenge it on the breach there, but no, they thought differently of it. They found Iconic instead.
They do challenge that, though. Hot and Cold has been magnificent. It's easily been the biggest and best for Space Station. This is, oh God. That's an angle being held right there. Gomez now, retaking Dragon. He can play from above. Tears through SSG. Goodbye, J90. Good night, Fultz. Forrest and Hot and Cold both have 1 foot in the grave, holding hands, waiting for the fall. Forrest stunned from the Guzmat above. The only player still with full HP on the side of Space Station is Merc with a single kill to his name.
15 seconds to go.
Forrest will go from
Attackers have dropped the bomb defuse.
Cash over to Dragon. Down goes Hot and Cold. There's
Oh!
Diaz. Merc gets the read on the Diaz. Nice shot. Now it's Gomez looking for the engagement. Merc's in the sight, making a ton of
Diffuser.
noise. Gomez will need to be the hero here. Can he get it before the diffuser goes down?
There's no
Yes!
case.
Operators, you have
No
run out of
control of the case
Oh.
for M80. They go 6-0 on the first half.
It looks so good. Merc got in, and sure, the wave was there, but he got the kill, and he secured both the members on the side. But there was no case control for Space Station. Of course, no one really knew this. I don't think either team figured that out. M80 didn't realize they killed the guy with the diffuser, and SSG, they thought they had it in control because they were trying to plant in the corner of the bomb site before realizing none of us have it. It's somewhere like bottom Dragon area or something like that because they were running towards that door to get out of the bomb site, not where they want to be. And that means that, yes, another one of these absurd
as many bombs as
first
they can.
halves where one team is just storming through with a 6-0 lead. It is theme park defense, so it's not like crazy uncommon, but we don't expect this to happen very frequently. Space Station, they're gonna be equally good on their defensive side to force OT. M80, their Monty is banned off. They cannot whip that out, that card, that pocket operator from Kino. So they gotta go with different options here. Hovering the glass, showing an ammo, showing a ying. And they got 6 rounds to just kind of throw stuff at Space Station. And all they have to do is have one of those things work out. One clutch, one mistake from Space Station that gets exploited, and then it's over. M80, they did win the first map of Bank 7-3. And sure, that was M80's own map pick. And then you go into Space Station's choice of theme park. The thing is, when you choose the map, the opponent chooses the starting side, and that's where things can get dicey really quickly. That's why we tend to see this being, you know, opposition chooses defense, they build up a small round lead, and then you gotta just trust yourself on the side swap.
Well, this is certainly a disappointing series at the moment for Space Station and for their fans. But also goes to show you the prowess of M80, who I'd like to remind everybody now as they get the very first pick. Spoit, Amaru's in, kills J90, gets out. Huge first pick.
Yeah.
There could have been a follow-up as well with those logic bombs, but I don't think M80 wants to roll the die. M80 were in 6th place, by the way. They were the bottom team, if you recall. They were the last place team to make it to these qualifiers. Mind you, it was razor thin between 3rd and 6th.
But still, and this is the thing about all these roster changes, like every single week,
doing
so
it
much
again.
can change.
Doing it
He
again.
goes.
He's just in. They've taken control of Dragon. 3 players from M80, all in close proximity to one another. How far offside are SSG? You've got that advantage, so much so that Gomez can sit outside a cafe and just bide his time. Eventually, your focus needs to go towards that thrown bomb site. But you got that first pick, you got a lot of map control, and you did all that without expending much energy, very limited utility, and you did it all in the first minute as well.
And the thing,
Great pace.
And they got Hibana, so like impact triggering is not going to be a huge problem. There are 5 impacts left from Space Station, so clearly they're trying to play around it. If they were bringing out the Thermat and the Ace, they could trig every single breach they have, but because it's Kino and Hibana, they will get something opened up on these walls. It'll take a lot of time, however, because they're not burning through that utility. That means that the clock will be an issue for M80 in this round.
Oh, there goes Merc. Oh no. Oh no. Forrest still searching for his first kill. He's going to be crucial in whatever execute comes out. X-Kairos go off, Candelas will join as well. No logic bombs as Diaz have used all of those, but Iconic still got 2 Candelas in back pocket to go for the blind. Where do they get applied? That's the real question. 2 of the remaining players from Space Station hunkered down by the throne.
Here they go.
They walk right in. Forrest, no! Missing his opportunity. Hot and Cold, last man standing for Space Station. M80 need a single kill to go to the major.
10 seconds left.
Diffuser going down, and Hot and Cold perishes soon after. The 4th team to qualify for this Copenhagen Major, and the first team from NA, it's M80, baby.
Yeah, and the thing about these roster changes with the whole league kind of being shuffled